Hello and welcome to Sentinel TV with me, Graham Wilson. On today's show, we'll be joined by the gorgeous Katie Price to catch up with her. But first on stage, we have Rick Astley.
Fall in love, it will be forever, or I'll never fall in love. In a restless world like this love is ended before it's begun, and too many moonlight kisses seem to cool in the warmth of the sun. When I give my heart, it will be completely, or I'll never give my heart. And the moment I can feel that you feel that way too is when I fall in love with you. And the moment I can feel that you feel that way too is when I fall in love with you.
Well, that was a great performance there from Rick Astley there singing When I Fall in Love. We have Katie Price on the show, but before we go any further, let's get a little insight about Katie with the short documentary.
Katie Price, also known as Jordan, was born on the 22nd of May 1987 in Brighton. She is one of the biggest glamour models in the world and is also famous for being a media personality, reality TV star, author, occasional singer and businesswoman. Her career as a glamour model started at the age of just 17 on page 3 in the Sun newspaper. After a friend suggested she had professional photographs taken, and she decided to pursue a modelling career. Katie has her own beauty and fashion ranges, autobiographies and fiction books and children's books, and TV shows about her life. Apart from perfumes and hair products, Katie also has music albums, calendars and many more. As Katie has a very open personal life, she is always in the newspapers, magazines and also stories over the internet for things she gets up to, but mostly for a crazy love life. In 2002, Katie was dating Dwight York, a famous footballer, for 18 months and became pregnant with his child Harvey. They split when he denied paternity and demanded a DNA test. She was left a single parent, and Dwight didn't take up the role as Harvey's dad. In 2004, Katie went on the show I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and met Peter Andre, a former English-born Australian singer-songwriter, and a romance blossomed between them. They got married in 2005 and had 2 children together, Junior and Princess. In May 2009, they announced that they had split up and got divorced the following September. Whilst Katie was still married to Peter, but during the split, she met former cage fighter Alex Reid and married him in a private ceremony on the 2nd of February 2010. Their marriage lasted for 11 months and separated in January 2011. 3 months later, Katie met Argentine model Leandro Pena at the Oscars. They announced their engagement in April 2012, but split 6 months later. In November 2012, she started dating stripper Kieran Hayler and got married for the 3rd time in January 2013. Katie and Kieran had a baby in August 2013 and named him Jet. Katie is also known for having a great amount of plastic surgery over the years and started out when she was only 19 to fit in with the glamour model lifestyle. From breast implants to Botox, Katie gets slated a lot in the press about her plastic face, duck lips or oversized breasts.
Hello, welcome back to the show. Now we have a little bit more about our special guest. Let's bring her out and let's catch up with her, dig a little deeper about her life. Hello there, Katie Price, how are you?
Hi, I'm good,
Can you just tell us a little bit about where you grew up and the environment you grew up in when you were younger?
It was nice, I was happy and everything. Like, obviously I had a few hiccups, but got on with everyone. Like my school, I love sports, constantly sporty, you couldn't get me not doing anything. So it's genuinely been quite good. And
So
a
do you
nice
have a lot of
area.
friends as a young girl growing up? You had a lot of people around you, big family and everything else?
Yeah, well there was like all my teams and everything, and then my family, apart from obviously my real dad, but I was quite close to them and stuff like that.
Right, so how did you actually break into the modelling, the page 3 sort of modelling? How did you break into that? That was sort of in the sort of mid-1990s, and you choose the name Jordan. What was all that about then?
Well, the whole thing started, it was really just luck. Like I applied to a modelling agency and they approached me, and I'm very thankful for that. And then Jordan came about, well, they told me that I needed a better name because Katie Price, they said it seemed too innocent and sweet. So together we came up with the name Jordan, and I think it worked really well, and it gave me a sort of like new character.
Yeah.
And allowed me to forget everything in the past and go on.
So what were those first days like doing the modelling, the topless modelling? Was it quite nerve-wracking because it was for the sun and everything else, and you were only sort of in your late teens, so you just left school a couple of years previous. So how was that actually doing that sort of work, you know, at the beginning when you were very young?
It was scary, it was so terrifying, but at the same time it was good because it was challenging myself and sort of moving on and becoming an adult, I thought, in my own eyes. And that was how I sort of like developed and stuff like that.
So at what point did you realise you'd become a really big success? I mean, there are lots and lots of page 3 girls, as you know. I mean, you were following the likes of Linda Lusardi and Sam Fox, just to name a couple, and Maria Whittaker. Did you want to become as big as them?
Yeah. Well, I'd wanted to become my own person. That's the only real reason I did it. Like, I did look up to people like that, but it was more for myself and to give myself a new chance, because obviously I've had a hard past. It's been quite difficult, so I just wanted to
also,
everything.
with Sam Fox, Maria Whittaker and Linda Lusardi, they're quite large ladies, and you had to decide to have sort of cosmetic surgery. Who's behind getting cosmetic surgery? Because obviously you weren't very well endowed, really. You were okay, but for page 3 you really need to be quite a big girl, really, in a respect. So who brought that into the